T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man 978 bringing you Transformers Generations, apparently. Toys R Us exclusive Masterpiece Bluestreak. Masterpiece Bluestreak is the sixth of the new line, or the new numbered versions of Masterpiece Toys R Us exclusive Transformers. And here's that Toys R Us exclusive sale right there. There are quite a few differences between this packaging and Prowl's. Like, for one, they now have the multi-language product markings here. Even right here where it says he's an Autobot Commando right there. And the bio, they have all the different languages, 4 different languages. Let me rise up to English. He has an extremely cool bio. I didn't know any of this. This must be new in the comic or old in the older comics. But you can go ahead and pause and read that. On the back we see product placement, but there's no words on the back. I guess they didn't feel like translating into all those different languages, so they just showed you pictures of him, which is a little bit boring. I'm going to bring up Prowl's box. One thing that's definitely different is Prowl wasn't part of Transformers Generations. He was just a Transformers Masterpiece. So I guess they're trying to put all the more sophisticated, more G1 figures into Transformers Generations. Here's Prowl's box. Last year's box was white. This year's packaging is going with a black theme. I don't know what it's going to be next year. But as you can see, Prowl has things in one language right there. One language. His bio is in one language, and he even has tech specs. Bluestreak has no tech specs anywhere. This kind of looks the same. The box is the same size, thankfully. I thought Bluestreak's was a little bit smaller. And here you can see that they added some extra product details, like here, right here. But anywho, let me open the box because that's even cool too. Just like Prowl, he has a little pull circle so you can pull him out easy. Yeah, but unlike Prowl, he actually looks way nicer in this packaging. Like, they used this packaging like way better than they did with Prowl. I don't know why they didn't do a book cover box where you could just open and see him on the inside, which would have been nice. But they even have a little slot for the instructions right there. Prowls look like this. He was in there sideways, and it's just plain and white. Behind Bluestreak, you get the Transformers Generations markings that have been in all the Combiner Wars packages, with this little diagram that looks like what people are speculating Masterpiece Megatron is going to look like if they ever decide to make him. There's Masterpiece Bumblebee. Prime was on the other diagram. I think he's on here somewhere because I can see the matrix. There he is. And some people were speculating that Cliff Jumper was on here somewhere. But anywho, let me get the Bluestreak. Here is Masterpiece Bluestreak out of packaging. And what I just realized about the packaging is white and red matches with Prowl, and black and red matches with Bluestreak. If they really coincided the packaging with these two particular characters for these 2 years, well, that's amazing and crazy. But anyway, Bluestreak looks stupendous out of packaging. I mean, I love this paint they put on his hood. It's so reflective and shiny, and just makes it look so much more authentic. And look at this metal paint they put on the shoulders. I mean, the crotch is like that, and both shoulders are like that. It looks like real metal. Like, it's just like a gunmetal color. Like, here's his crotch. It's made with the same thing. And he has nice silver paint like all over his body. Like the gray plastic that has like metal flakes in it too. His hands have that, and these shoulder cannons, but mostly he's painted. There's almost like no just regular plastic showing, just mainly the back of his legs and his blaster. Anyway, that's nice. And like right here in the back of these doors, I love the way this looks. He just looks amazing. And I don't know if this would be accurate to a car, or whether that's just robot detail and they didn't care about what it looked like in car mode, but that's cool. One thing off top I want to say, as soon as I open him out of the packaging, he feels a little bit lighter than Prowl. Like, the plastic doesn't feel horrible, but it feels a little bit cheaper or more thin than Prowl. And it's only been a year since he was released. So, maybe that's why he's $10 cheaper. I don't know, or maybe they realized they couldn't sell these little guys for as much as they were trying to sell them last year, which was crazy. But another annoying thing is the joints in certain areas, like right here, feels a lot more loose than on Prowl. And this ball joint right there feels loose. Like, this joint outward is cool, but the ball joint right there, I mean, it's keeping the pose, but it definitely moves a lot looser than I would like. And I played around with this leg. That leg is very loose too. So I can see I'm gonna have to work to tighten things up. And these feel way more thin, like I was saying, feel way more thin than Prowl. So I'm gonna have a lot of comparisons with this guy and Prowl because they have a lot of differences. Unfortunately, I don't have the Takara Tomy version of this guy, but I do at least have Takara Tomy's smokescreen, since he's never been released here in the US yet. So here, take a look at Bluestreak's face, which I guess they're going for the cartoon and the original toy look right there. Here's the side of his head and the rear. And I'm gonna bring Prowl out and try to get him right beside him. So as you can see here, their faces look quite different. The head crests are different lengths and size, and the helmet is actually different too. Not to mention the eyes, and the overall, the whole head is different. I'm going to bring out Smokescreen now. Smokescreen looks completely different. He's more cartoon accurate than anything. And he has different shoulder blasters. They made that cartoon accurate. And he has a different shoulder assembly than Prowl and Bluestreak. Not to mention a different chest, or bumper chest anyway. Mostly everything else. The crotch parts, Smokescreen has the same crotch as Prowl. Bluestreak has his own different crotch mold. And he has a spoiler on his foot, unlike Prowl or Bluestreak. But I think that's pretty much the differences with all of them. They all have the same body, except Smokescreen shoulder assembly and everything else that I mentioned. Prowl and Bluestreak have the same exact gun. In fact, maybe Prowl's is a little bit more light silver than Bluestreak's, but they look exactly the same. Unlike Smokescreen's here, which is a completely different mold. So that's a fine touch right there, that they at least kept that different. Just in case you're new to this mold, the head can rotate left and right. It can rotate 360. It can't really look down, but it can look up. And he has a nice molded neck. The shoulders have like 4 points of articulation. Not only can it crunch in right there and come out, but this little part right here can rock back and forward. Not to mention the ball joint can go down and up like that, and it has another hinge right here that can make the arm go all the way up like that. So he has a ton of articulation in the shoulders. You have a swivel right here. This one's tighter than the other one. He has a double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, And all of these fingers can open at once to accommodate holding the gun. Which, unfortunately, all of them have a problem for me holding the gun. When you close the fingers around the gun, it has a tendency to turn to the side, which is annoying. He has a waist that can swivel 360. The legs can go that far to the side, can kick forward right here, but it's stopped by that little crotch panel right there. Can kick all the way back. Can swivel right here, revealing some robot detail that I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there you go with that. There's a double jointed knee, which is super nice. His ankle pivot, and it can like turn to the side like that even more. It can kick forward, which is lovely. Now I don't know if something's blocking this, because I know Prowl can go forward a lot, and it can go back, which is nice. He has this little heel spur, and that covers the articulation. If you don't like the rocket launchers permanently on his shoulders, what you could do is pull this down, go ahead and lift these up, squeeze these into place, and basically rotate them out of the way and close this back up. Now he doesn't have rocket launchers. And another thing you can do, these wings can come all the way forward like that, or they can hinge down, which is another posability option or aesthetic option that you can use. It is always fun completing a full set of figures. Anyway, as you can see here, these guys are nicely posable. I mean, you can get them in a ton of poses if you tried, but here's what I'm coming up with for right now. Here he is next to Masterpiece Optimus Prime and Masterpiece Wheeljack, who's also a Japanese only right now. This was the American release, or the Asia reissue of that release anyway, but it's the exact same toy. And here he is next to Toys R Us exclusive Thundercracker and X-Transbot's Apollyon, aka unofficial Masterpiece Megatron. Nobody compares these to Decepticons for some reason. Two things before I go into transformation. One, here is that gun thing I was talking about. It's pointed out to the side, which I hate. And the instruction manual only shows you how to get it from vehicle mode to robot mode, so that's why I started this review in robot mode. I figured I could help people, but this is an extremely difficult transformation sometimes, so I don't know how much help I'm going to be. First thing you want to do, open this hand up, take the gun out, and fold this in. Put it to the side for now. Shut that hand back. Pull these doors down like this. Get them out the way. Open this panel up. Lift this flap up that's going to go into the hood. Shut these cannons again. Bring them back. Focus camera. Bring them back. You might as well go ahead and lift that up. Rotate the waist now. I should have said that first. But anyway, get this out the way. Lift the hood up, which usually is attached very freaking tight, which is a good thing. There we go. Okay, start moving these shoulder joints forward. Lift this up. Go ahead and grab these two things. They have the side view mirror. There's a little tiny little piece of plastic right there that they have to go around and sit on top of, or else it's going to drive you crazy. You might want to shut the doors to get it out the way. Now you can go ahead and bring this head all the way down and under there, out of the way. Go ahead, rotate the shoulder where the wheels are on the outside. Take these elbows and bend them so that they can be in towards each other. You can go ahead, peg them together, rise this whole assembly up, And there are 2 pegs right here, 2 peg holes right there. Try your best to get these into that. And I did it. Yay. Now these doors will be a freaking nuisance. You could leave them like that, leave this up. Bring these missiles down like this, or the missile launchers right there. Okay. Shut this, but open this little panel up right here on his leg. It doesn't seem important, but you gotta have that panel open. Go ahead and accordion the legs like this. They pretty much stop right there. There's a piece of plastic stopping it. Accordion it like that. Now, bring the legs out on this joint. Push this down and just keep rotating that joint out. There's a little peg hole right there. Peg this into place. Come on. I don't know why this likes to fight me. Maybe I gotta move this window. Move the window up like that. Yeah, now it pegs. Move the little window up. Rotate this joint out again, but make sure this piece is under there. Rotate it out and then under there. Now you can peg this into there. Okay, now we can shut these panels back. Go ahead. Oh no. This leg came unaccordioned. Which is unfortunate because now that that's pegged, it won't go in there. Oh Jesus. I'm not re-recording this. I've done this like 3 times already. Put that in there. Peg that into place. Now shut this. Okay. Now we can pinch these together. Now this is another tough part. You want to raise these windows as high as you can. Because now what you want to do, and make sure these missiles are down. Shut the doors in front of this little peg. And slide. But before that, here's a feature that it's going to be annoying if I don't do this now. Lift this little piece of plastic up. Okay. Now put those pegs into the doors on both sides. If you do that, or if you transform it like that, the windshield should be in place. And here's the next difficult part. Put this under here while you're shoving everything down. And now force everything together. And now we have Bluestreak in his Datsun mode. Or, as they call it now, the Nissan Z. Fair Lady Z, I believe. And he does have a Nissan logo on Z on his hood. If my camera would focus on it. I didn't bring up that Autobot logo, which is nice. And I have a slight imperfection right there. These headlights are made out of clear plastic with silver paint on the inside, I believe, or might be on the outside. But you can see he's full of detail. They could have given us some type of cool license plate, but they didn't. These windows are nice. This paint job is nice. I really love this car. They could have given us a back license plate, but they didn't. Here are his rear lights. You see his bumper, his gas cap right there, the door handles. This looks really good. They even painted the rims. Why this little piece of plastic is up is because you can go ahead and weaponize him and plug this into here. So now he has a gun on top of him and he looks rather stupid. There are no seats in there, so I don't know how much of a robot in disguise this is. If you squint, those 2 things can look like a seat, but not really. You can see engine parts or leg parts in this window. They should have tinted that a little bit, which would have been better to me. because I believe the engine is in here and not back there. But anywho, I'm guessing everybody wants me to transform the other 3 car bots. Don't make me do it. I'll do it. I'll be nice. Take that off. Pinch this back like this. Rotate this plastic piece back in there. Now you should be able to just slide everything back. It's easier to do the other way. That's why I brought out the weapon piece first. Let me transform the other cars so I can show you them. Here are all 3 Nissan Zs in vehicle mode. As you can see, Bluestreak and Prowl are identical besides the color scheme and the light bar on the roof. And the windows actually being painted. But pretty much, like I said, they are identical. Even the rear. Now Smokescreen on the other hand, the rear lights are different. He doesn't have a spoiler. I didn't mention his windshield wiper right there. Roof is painted. The whole entire bumper is different, which is really, really cool. And he has 2 extra holes for his guns, which these 2 don't have. If you want to see what he looks like next to Optimus Prime in vehicle mode, Google is your friend. These lights right here are 200 watts. They're hot as hell. And I know you can probably hear this white noise in the background. That's the fan blowing. I want to turn it up higher, but it's going to be a lot more than white noise if I do that. So anywho, this guy is a masterpiece. I love this color scheme. Even though this is an old school car, it looks really, really nice. Definitely, this color scheme is beautiful in vehicle mode and robot mode. So I can't recommend it enough. Like, definitely the main place, oh, not the main place. The only place you can get it is Toys R Us, because it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Make sure you're a rewards member, and make sure you take a coupon or a picture of a coupon. They give out one every month. Search. Somebody will put up a coupon if you didn't get one with your little flyer that comes every month. But definitely this month it's 20% off. Definitely use that. I like this guy. I like the packaging. Buy it. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe. T-Man978 out of here.